Hey, what's going on, guys? Phil here. Welcome back for some MechWarrior Online patch notes review. This is for November. I just want to go and clarify this is a little bit late. I've had a lot of family and medical stuff going on, so I apologize, but we're just going to go and dive in. Some of this isn't going to be relevant as the event and so forth is already past due. So No Guts, No Galaxy hats are now available at nogutsnogalaxy.net. Get yours today. Let's go and scroll down here, and first thing up is a new Bane Assault Mech, the annual rewards and mech quirk adjustments. These are actually quite big as there is a lot of mechs to talk about. I've already covered, I think, the annual rewards mechs in the past, and you'll be seeing some videos, of course, as I start to play them, and that'll be on the channel. There's a new map coming. Unfortunately, it was delayed till December patch. We don't really know a whole lot about it other than it's a completely new map and biome. Supposedly, that's what I've heard. So again, we'll have to sort of, talk about it when it comes out, or at least as the screenshots come out via next month as far as the patch. Holiday events and sales. There's actually a sales going on right now that's quite big, so make sure to check that out. It's on the front page of the website. And his whispers of a next new mech. So new mech. So 2-week patch science sale. That's the one we're talking about. All right, let's go ahead. This is the factory event. Now, I actually heard really positive things. For those who don't know, we have events now. It's called the event queue. If you haven't played in a while, basically at the top of the client, the event queue button will be there and you can participate. Sometimes it's solo drops, sometimes it's group drops. There's shenanigans like unlimited ammo and stuff like that. Quite fun. I do believe Beef, shout out to Beef, is the one who's helping PGI come up with ideas and keep it organized. So again, thank you, Beef, for doing that. I don't always participate. I have in the past. Usually I just like dropping a quick play, but I know a lot of people are having fun with this. Also, too, is sometimes there's respawns with like a drop deck and so forth and so on. So just so you know, it's a lot of people have been enjoying it. I only wish it was sort of part of quick play, but anyways, I digress. Let's go ahead. Annual rewards mechs, the program. We've got a lot to talk about, including like the fire starter, which has missiles and energy, and a bunch of other stuff like the Commando QC as well. So we'll be diving into those mechs and covering them as we come. Onto the Bane. Of course, I made a video about this. The most ballistic, assault mech in the game is here. This thing is over the top. It's ridiculous. Now that I've actually played this, I can confirm. I've played the one with 10 plus ballistics. I've played some other ones. So far, what I've been getting from the Bane, hindsight, of course, is being able to do patch notes almost a week and a half late, is I've had good performance with it. I will say the first thing you're going to notice about this is it dies so quickly. It is a glass cannon. I've died. Every single death I've had is to the CT, so not even left or right torso blow off. High mounts across the board. I mean, you can sort of see where the cockpit is here. Overall performance has been good for them. I think the negative here is that it's as wide. I mean, look, the Awesome has nothing on this. This thing is as wide as a barn. Right now, it only has I think left CT, very negligible, buffs as far as protection. They may keep that. They may just lean in and say, you know what, we're going to even remove those and we're just going to make the mech a little bit more dangerous. So keep an eye on this. I will say for mechs that are going for this right torso is your key. If most of the time all the builds have the right arm and the right torso, you take off this right torso, all they have is right here. So just a heads up on that one. There's also something funky with the death animations. The model breaks apart. I don't know if that's being fixed, but it's funky. We've seen that a few times. But overall, I've been enjoying it. There's some build variety, which is nice. Again, it sort of has a role that's long. I would say long range. I don't think this is a good brawler at all because of what we're talking about. If you want just a brawler that just and just has everything, then maybe. But I think you'll die before you get there, unless you have a group where you can play with and so forth. Okay, battle mech quirk adjustments. We have a lot of stuff here. I'm not going to go into detail, but Arctic Cheetah got touched. The big thing here that you need to know is the urban mechs. This is all variants, excluding the R. Left and right arm bonuses from 14 to 20. So an additional, I think 25% armor bonus here. As you can see here, there's only a few mechs that got some removal, but then what they did is just turn around and just gave it a flat. So remove missile range and energy range, but then now everything just has 10% range. The first thing that popped in my mind when I thought about this is, do the Urbies really need a buff? I don't think any of these sent the mech over the top. I still think some of the strongest ones are the R80 with dual snubs. They're pushing the heavy peep heavy on this, because you can do one heavy peep and like some ER smalls. I don't know if you'd still take that over the dual snubs, because I think dual snubs is absolutely ridiculous. But, you know, there's the R60L, which has a negative 40% rack jam ramp down duration, which basically means if you jam, how quickly does that come out? And yeah, they also give it an AC20 cooldown buff. Again, pretty large, substantial increase. And then the other big one here is the K9. You can no longer jam with a UAC or a Rack 2 or Rack 5 on the K9. I've heard some people getting some giggles out of this. Do I think the Urbi is OP? I've sort of said the Urbi falls in the OP category for me just because it's a 30-ton mech from a scale perspective. It fits really, really well into that because it's so small. And because of some of the weapon systems we've had, that small profile, you throw on ECM, you throw on hitboxes, so forth, and then the armor bonuses it has, it's like having a little assault mech in a 30-ton package. So do I think the Urbies needed love? Not necessarily. Do I think any of this breaks anything? Not necessarily. I do think they were strong, and I think if anything, they're just a little bit stronger. I would say for me, at least, the ones that probably needed the most love, in my opinion, would be the 2C ones, but it is what it is. But yeah, there's some unique little adjustments here. Nothing, again, groundbreaking. We've got our first Thunderbolt sort of missile range quirk on the Trebuchet 5N. Wolverine got some touch and love here. Now, this is a one where the Wolverine is usually a one-trick pony, and what do I mean by that? It's because the majority of the weapons on the Wolverine are in the right arm. You do have a few variants that have the left-right torso missile or something like that, but overall, in general, this thing usually has to be quirked quite a bit to, you know, give it anything. 15% jump jet burn duration. I don't know what that actually translates to. Sometimes these percentages, you know, it's like, okay, you wouldn't even notice. But you can see here a lot of like removed missile velocity, but then just base, 100% increase on that to just weapon velocity. 15% cooldown on AC5, and then the bullet. You can sort of see how things stack here. And you sort of have to do this because of what we were talking about earlier. Mad Dog got some buffs here. This is mainly for the ballistic torsos and HSL set of 8. Nothing too crazy here. Thunderbolts, 5SS, cool. Anybody who takes 5SS, I don't know if they're using Thunderbolts, but it is what it is. Nova Cats. I feel like the Nova Cats they're really trying to make it into something here. But extra armor bonus again, 25% increase. Jump jet burn duration, which I think Evan was the one playing Nova with jump jets, and I was like, I didn't even know it had jump jets, but again, it's one of those mechs I'd never play because it's just I would say a legendary Nova Cat might be interesting because I know you guys are gonna hate me, but if it actually introduced more hard points to the torsos, I don't know. Would you pay for it? I mean, that's one thing that mech definitely needs is something, a legendary with more energy in the torsos or something in the torsos. Missile and energy, I know it's extremely lacking in that department. Summoner Prime, again, this is just set of 8s, except for LBX spread. You can do dual LBX 10s on this with, again, 100% increase on spread, which is nice. You throw on the skill tree as well. Zeus, Stalker, and Banshee. Now, this is the, I would say, controversial one. They basically removed the armor bonuses from the torsos, and then they're replacing them with more structure. So I think it's quite substantial as far as the structure increase. But what they're doing is they're making it negative 68. It's funny how I don't know why this number is 68. It's particularly, why didn't you just round it up to 70, 75? I don't know. But my thinking here is the War Emu is actually a good mech. AC5s, ER mediums, or whatever setup that you want. Um, the thing about this is you now don't get the bonus armor, which wasn't a whole lot. So technically you can take more hits, but it's going to be internal structure. And of course, we all know, then you start losing equipment. So that's where I think this comes into play. I get the idea behind it. I don't know if it'll be well received or not, and we'll just sort of have to stand by on that. But I do like the trade-off on that, in that idea of, hey, you get, you know, more protection, but you're vulnerable, right? But in this game, because crits happen and they're an RNG mechanic, again, a little bit more control with this quirk. So anyways, I don't know why they did 68. I don't know why they didn't do like 70, 75, whatever. It would be nice knowing behind the scenes how this works, because sometimes a percent or a value is not exactly what you think it is. And usually I defer to asking like Navid, who knows the mechanics of some of these systems. And of course you got Zeus here and the Banshee 3E. The Banshee 3E just got a buff. Basically removes the velocity and then gives it back into just, instead of having 2 quirks, it now just has 1. I am all for just sort of getting rid of a laundry list if you can just sort of combine those. But overall, again, very light patch here. I suspect we'll have a little bit better patch in December here. Overall, very light. I think it's just one of those times. I'm going to toss it also towards, clans coming out and taking up a lot of resources. But in particular, we've got, hinted at the new map coming out in December. So it should be pretty much finalized by the time you're watching this. And then you also have hints of a new mech coming to MWO. Yeah, that's your patch notes review. Nothing too crazy. Again, I know a lot of people ask me on my live streams, which I do live stream on Twitch and YouTube now. If you didn't know, make sure to check out the links. It's 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, unless otherwise posted on Discord. I know a lot of people ask me, they'll be like, hey, is the Bane worth it? I don't like ever telling you whether something is worth it, because everybody at $20 is different to everybody, okay? What I will say is come to the streams, ask me to showcase. It doesn't matter what mech it is. It could be a mech that's already been out for a while. If you want to see it play, just be like, hey, how does that perform? I can tell you, I can showcase you, or I can even reference you to a YouTube video and be like, hey, you should go watch this and see what it can do. I feel better as a content creator, influencer, whatever you want to call it. I feel like there's no conflict. I don't earn any money from them making sales, but it's just one of those where I just feel like it's a little, I'm not going to tell you whether to buy something or not. I'll show you whether, and then you can make an adult decision because you're an adult. But anyways, that's going to be it for me. Let me know in the comments, and if you picked up the Bane, let me know if you're excited about the map. What kind of biomes do you want to see? And overall, do you think the Irby needed any buffs? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you guys on the next video. Until next time.